Welcome to 2021 edition of TCS Tech Bytes, the engineering IT quiz organized by the Board for IT Education Standards and Tata Consultancy Services, the leading IT services consulting and business solution organization. Some of the sharpest minds from over 100 colleges participate in 6 regional finals across Karnataka in this much sought after quiz. TCS Tech Bytes is an initiative to help students understand technology better, in the process helping them enhance their lateral thinking, inculcating a spirit of competition and a drive to excel. From its humble beginnings in 2010, the quiz has since gone on to become the premier platform to enhance awareness and confidence levels of aspiring engineers while ensuring they stay in sync with the newest developments from the world of technology.
We hope you all have a great quizzing experience.
Our quiz master for today is Asia's most prolific quiz host. He has hosted over 3,000 shows across 9 countries. An alumnus of Harvard, he has hosted the Rural IT Quiz since its inception. Friends, please welcome on stage Quizmaster Big Brain.
Hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you from me, Big Brain. It is truly a delight whenever I'm doing a quiz in Karnataka, whether it is TCS Tech Bytes or the Rural IT Quiz, 2 massive quizzes that have been created as a collaborative effort between TCS and various bodies including Government of Karnataka. The whole intention behind these knowledge initiatives, like you heard the young lady introducing the quiz, is to actually foster the right mindset for the future among youngsters, whether they are children in school or are engineering brains in our colleges across the state of Karnataka. Well, Karnataka, if one looks at it, is known for its engineering talent, is known for the kind of students that it attracts into its engineering courses. But what has been something that has been discussed for many years is preparing them for the industry. No one's ever had a problem with their academic competence and their knowledge, but how ready are they for the industry? What's their knowledge of the industry? How prepared are they to start working and understanding what's required on the job? Were questions about a decade ago that many were trying to answer. Bytes and Tata Consultancy Services came together to provide a solution rather than just keep discussing the problem. And in the process was created Tech Bytes. It essentially addresses the knowledge of the industry that these students possess. It's not testing their academics, their engineering, wherever they are doing it, whatever streams they are following, their exams are meant to test that. But what we are doing through platforms like this is preparing them for the future, in a sense, for their corporate careers before they get there. And that is what one expects from a large giant like TCS. But all of that is about the past. If one has to look at the present, it's a year that no one expected would be the way it has turned out. No pundit, no fortune teller, no business forecaster was able to really pin it down and say, well, this is the kind of disruption the world will experience. The easiest decisions during any turbulent time is to say, let's wait and watch, let's not do this now, let's wait for things to become better. But I'm so happy and glad as a quiz master and someone who facilitates learning and development of youngsters to really acknowledge the fact that an organization like TCS along with Bytes took the bold initiative and said, it's fine, if life is turbulent, we'll figure out how to do it during these turbulent times. I think that's the more important attitude one needs to have, and not say, let's wait for things to be ideal. Under ideal circumstances, everyone is excellent. It's under troubled times that innovation and lateral thinking comes to the fore. Digital adaptation of this quiz was the only way to ensure continuity of a great platform. But one must acknowledge, appreciate, and thank not just TCS and Bytes for creating a fabric that would ensure continuity. One must appreciate the colleges across this state which adapted this so beautifully and seamlessly. It only explains how technologically ready Karnataka's colleges are. And over 100+ colleges were part of Tech Bytes this year, which is superb. And ladies and gentlemen, after that grueling journey, which consisted of online preliminary rounds, exactly on the same platform that India takes its CAT, so it was an extremely robust and tight one. We had multiple rounds of regionals to select our people who would get into our big state final here today. But first, let me tell you the entire journey that this quiz went through before we are here today. And on your screens, we're showing you the entire route map of how this journey happened. All these are the locations that this tech train has visited, so to say, as Tech Bytes went right across this state. And each of these regions has been mastered by our 6 finalists, who it is my delight and pleasure to introduce to you here today. All of them are champions. They won their respective locational finals and huge prizes that they have won and will win. A quick synopsis to tell you what they won and what they stand to win. Here it comes. Well, all the participants, and that's so important for TCS and Bytes, are acknowledged. They get their certificates as participants in this quiz or representatives of their college. Moving forward, there is also regional prizes that these youngsters have already won. All the finalists in the regional rounds have received gift vouchers of rupees 3,000 along with the certificate. They've received runner-up vouchers of 10,000 along with that certificate. And the winners have received vouchers worth 12,000 and, of course, the championship trophy for their respective regional championship that they have won. In these trying circumstances, if you multiply that by the 6 regions, that is phenomenal commitment from Tata Consultancy Services. Truly appreciate that. As we come to the big final here today, oh boy, look at that. Sometimes when I look at these competitions, and these 6 finalists are going to smile at me, I wish I was in college. I come from an era and a generation where we got 100 rupees of book vouchers when we won quizzes like this. But anyway, life has come a long way forward, and TCS today will offer all the finalists who are not part of the winner and runner, that is the 4 finalists who will end up as state finalists, 10,000 rupees each as education scholarships. The runners up here today will win themselves an education scholarship of 40,000 each. And the champion here today is going to win himself a TCS education scholarship of 75,000. So among these 6, everyone's going to be profitable, and this is very good money in any circumstance, not just these circumstances. And well, for the moment, they've done well to reach the top 6 of the state. Thousands have taken part. 100+ colleges have competed. And here today, it's time for me to introduce to you our top 6 from Karnataka. Let me first say congratulations. In such circumstances, just being in a state final and being in the top 6 is a big achievement in itself. But from here, let me introduce the 6 of them on my right and left to you here as we move into this huge state final of TCS Tech Bytes. Qualifying into our final as our first finalist here today and walking into this big final, wherever we are, let us welcome our first finalist, Prajwal. He represents BKIT from Bidar. Welcome to you, and here is his name coming up on your screens. from Kalaburgi or Gulbarga as our region that he has won. He becomes our first finalist. As we go to our second finalist here, representing the historic city of Mysuru, is Muhammad Miraj. He represents Vidyavartaka, which is VVCE, a very well-known college from there. And to win at Mysore itself is never easy. It's a very good engineering location, so he's a good finalist to have. As we move to our third contestant here today, from another difficult terrain when it comes to engineering institutes in Karnataka, is Hubli Dharwad, our champion here today. Let's welcome into our final, Dheeraj. Representing the prestigious KLE group of institutions here today is Dheeraj. As we move to our fourth contender here today from another really illustrious segment or a region that Karnataka possesses, known for its education, whether it's school or college, the institutes in this belt are extremely revered and respected. Representing Mangalore as the champion from that coastal region of our state, from AJIT, is Keith Lenor. Welcome to you. And from Keith Lenor, who comes from a beautiful located college and a beautifully located city, is our next contestant who represents the Tumkur region, the college technically in the outskirts of Bengaluru, as Bengaluru keeps growing and growing, is our next finalist, Adarsh from BMS. Here he is. And as our final contestant, well, a very consistent college when it comes to quizzing, a very high reputation as an institute in Bengaluru, and they've always been consistent when it comes to being on the learning curve. Our final contestant in our final here today, Manjunath from RVCE Bangalore. Those, ladies and gentlemen, are our 6 finalists here today at the state final of TCS Tech Bites. We're going to move into the first frontier of our battle, where everybody gets an individual opportunity to play on a particular question. So you don't need your buzzers right now. On your screen are the 5 rounds on which we're going to play out this state final. The rules and the scores will vary as we move to each of the rounds, so be careful and listen to my explanation before we start playing each of our rounds. You do not require your buzzers in the round that we're going to commence this final, but it's time for us to pick action on the first frontier. It's time for Bite Clouds. Here it comes. We're going to go to each contestant, starting with Prajwal, and from Prajwal on my right to Manjunath on my left. Each of you will get 10 seconds of time. In the 10 seconds of time, you will first get an empty cloud. If you crack the answer when it's empty, you get 100. If you want the cloud to be populated, you will say next clue. When the cloud is populated, which means you'll get 1 letter or 2 letters, depending on the length of your answer. And if you get it right, you get a 50. But it is your decision whether you want to take the clue on the cloud, which is the data point on the cloud, or you want to play it on an empty cloud. 150. Round does not pass. So you can either get 100, you can either get a 50, or you get nothing. There is no negative mark in the first round of this quiz. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get started with the first question here today. You know the rules. It's only your option and your time versus the question. Nothing on the buzzers. So we're going to get started. In fact, we'll keep your buzzers locked during this round, so none of you can actually play on the buzzers. As we start with Prajwal, all the way from Bidar, which is the state that, which is the part of the state that he comes from, as far as his institute is concerned. Statement will appear on your screen. Clouds will appear on your screen. You got to decide whether you want to play for 100 or not. Prajwal, if you could switch on your mic. If you are ready, Prajwal, your time of 10 seconds. On your bite cloud, starting now. Here it comes. It's a free and open source raster graphic editor used for retouching and image editing, created by Spencer and Peter. Just 4 letters for an answer. Do you want a clue or do you want to play for 100? Your mic on.
Clue, sir.
Clue. Here we go for 50. 4 letters for an answer. M appearing in the 3rd place. 4 seconds remaining. Oh, come on. Prajwal has missed out on his opportunity. He does not get any negatives, but this is 10 seconds. That is all that he gets. Spencer, Kimball, and Peter created GIMP. G-I-M-P. Oh, he's closing his eyes. He knows he missed an easy one. Pressure can make a difference. It's a state final. Stay calm, contestants. Don't get too worried. On my right again, this time around, right down from Bidar to Mysore. It's Miraj. If you are ready, Miraj, your 10 seconds of time starting on your clouds now. Retry, plunder, pirates, tiny thief are unconventional games from which famous gaming studio? 5 letters for an answer. Do you want a clue? Mic on. Miraj, mic is off. Mic, Miraj.
Sir, Rovio.
Rovio is your answer. You do not want to take a clue. He's taking Rovio. 100 to him. Oh, well played, Miraj. He gets 100 on that. He did not take the extra clue. He went with a courageous answer and he got himself 100. Very, very well played. Rovio is absolutely right. As we go to our 3rd contestant here today, and from Miraj to Dheeraj. Well, that sounds rhyming as we move from one city to another, from Mysuru to Hubballi. Dheeraj, if you're ready on your bite clouds, on your screen, here it comes. Flora license is a single-purpose permissive software license used by the Linux Foundation in certain platform components of this particular operating system. Switch on your mic, Dheeraj. 5 letters for an answer. Operating system.
Can I get a clue?
Yes, your clue is coming up here, and you've got 3 seconds to go. Your time is up. Well, Dheeraj not able to answer in the time that has been allocated to him. Time is of extreme essence. Dheeraj, there is a lot of ambient noise in your room, so just ensure that you switch on the mic only when you are answering. For now, ladies and gentlemen, missing out on that one, he's going to kick himself because the answer is easy. It's Tizen, T-I-Z-E-N, or Tizen. Oh, look at that body language. Dheeraj knows he should have got it right. As we move across to Keith from Mangaluru, or Mangaluru. And Keith, if you could get ready for your cloud appearing on your screen now. Founded by Ben Silberman, Paul, and Ivan, it's a company that is summarized as a catalog of ideas rather than as a social network. Do you want a clue?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. Long answer. He gets 2 letters. The software throws him 2 letters. Very popular. Many don't treat it as a social network, though people use it like a social network. Your time is up. Oh, keep missing out. Life sometimes is easy when you hear the answer. And the answer is Pinterest. Oh, look at that reaction. Everyone smiles when they know the answer, but then when you are actually quizzing, it's far more difficult than you think it is. As we now move across to the 2 Bengalurus, one Tumkur, one Bengaluru, technically speaking, as we move across to Adarsh. If you're ready, your clouds for 10 seconds on your screen now. Adarsh. Incorporated in May of 2010 as Groupon India, it allows customers... Nearby. He did not require any more. Oh, he in fact stopped me from reading the question. Superb answer. He gets an absolutely right answer here with that 10-pointer, with that 10-seconder, really fetching him a 100-pointer. and getting himself to 100. As we go to our final contestant, it's Manjunath from RVCE who's going to play on his clouds. If you're ready, Manjunath, your clouds on your screen now. Gecko Layout Engine and Pocket, which says, read it later online, are offerings from these people, famous on the internet. Your mic, Manjunath. Mic, Manjunath, can't hear you.
Yeah, I guess this is Firefox.
Firefox will not get you the right answer. Well, he's taken the wrong shot on it. But you know what? You could have actually thought it out a little differently because it's in the same genre, the answer that I was technically looking for. And if you had waited for the letters to come, here it is. Well, though you can't play now, you know now what the answer could be. Manjunath, you want to try? No points? Mike, Manjunath?
Not exactly sure, actually.
All right, if you got to Firefox, then this is not difficult. Mozilla. Mozilla would have, oh yes, well, tough one. And two of them, early days here, have got onto that scorecard on the first frontier with 100 apiece. But I tell you what, it's the second round that usually does a little more than that. As we are moving into the second frontier of our game here today, 100 apiece is our scoring right now. They'll all start moving as we're going to start playing with the buzzers. We pick action on the second frontier. It's time for bite recognition. Here it comes. You got a set of visuals. You got to do your recognition carefully on these. Remember, you get a plus 50 if you get it right. You get a minus 50 if you get it wrong. On the buzzer, questions are going to appear one after the other. 6 of them in this round. So you can get to score up to 300 if you get all of them right. So if you are good to go, all 6 will be battling on the same questions. It's a common field for them. Can I request you to hold your buzzers, please? So I'm able to see your phones. All right, if you're ready, here's the first one on your screens now. On your screen is what is invented or created by the Invento Robotics organization in April of 2020, called the Sea Astra. It's a smart LiDAR robo. What's the purpose of this robot in the modern world? All the more for 2021. It's Dheeraj who's taking a shot at it. Go ahead, Dheeraj.
So they use the LiDAR technology to see if people are maintaining social distancing or not.
And what does it detect?
The distance between two people. So if they are maintaining distance, common distance of
Extremely
2 meters
well
or
played. He'll get himself 100 on that, a 50 on that one. It ensures social distancing. It does scanning. It does a lot of things. Of course, it's robotic, but it's basically used to help detect and ensure coronavirus does not spread. It's not been so popular necessarily. It does have an infrared ray which can actually give you the 2 points of social distance between the two people. It's got thermal cameras to record temperatures. It can disinfect buildings. It can do a lot of things. But superbly played. He's got the drift of it right. Everything related to corona. 50 to Dheeraj. Second question on your screens. Here it comes. This gentleman on your screen is John Glenn. What's his connection to Jeff Bezos? John Glenn, what is his connection to Jeff Bezos? Adarsh.
So Jeff Bezos has a space tourism company. I think it's called Blue Origin, and John Glenn was an astronaut. So I think that's the connection.
So you're taking the connection to Blue Origin and you're saying it's got nothing to do with Jeff Bezos other than Blue Origin, which is a space company. Superbly answered. Adarsh will get a 50. Well played, Adarsh. He's quick on the buzzer as we go on to the next one. If you could just mute your mic and hold your buzzers up, guys. Can I have you hold your buzzers up? Yes. As we go to the next one, on your screens now. All you got to tell me is what is the type of this keyboard that you are seeing on your screen. It was an upgraded version. Dheeraj has gone for it.
Is it the Dvorak keyboard? DVORAK.
The Dvorak keyboard. And what do you specifically call this one? You got to give me a... It's an upgrade of the Dvorak, so I'll still give you the 50, but if you know the specific answer...
Azerty.
Okay, it's called the Kolemac. From Dvorak, it became Kolemac. Today, upgrades are not only for softwares, hardwares also have upgrades. And this is an upgraded version of the Dvorak, so he's got that right. Dheeraj will still get a 50 for his answer. And as we go to the next question. On your screens, here it comes. What is being showcased here on your screens? It's essentially a barcode alternative. What are these? You got to explain that to me. It's a visual, so you just, if you know it, you know it. You have the logo, Keras, you got a code ring, and then you got something else coming up there. So, yep, nobody. Well, oh, someone's going for it. Manjunath is taking a shot. Go ahead, Manjunath.
Yeah, I'll just take a guess. This is like the explanation of how QR codes work. So the QR codes generally have a logo of the brand in the middle and the surrounding dots.
So how is it an alternative to typical barcoding, etc.? You're engineering students. So this round is about explaining. It's not merely answering. You got to recognize what's happening. Go on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I had in mind.
Something more. Go on. I will not let you go easily. I'll push engineers. When pushed, engineers think well. You're on the right track. Let me comfort you. You're on the right track. Go on.
Yeah, I'm nothing on my mind suddenly.
Nothing really coming on your mind? What? Focus on code ring. Tell me, what does code ring tell you versus what you thought of?
Yeah, code ring just probably like some instruction to be executed when you like scan it.
Oh, it's an instruction execution ring. Well, if QR was basically giving you dots, the ring gives you a cycle of instructions. The problem with a lot of us is we know, but we are never ever willing to explain. You're perfectly correct, Manjunath. Just allow yourself to explain. It is the same logic of an IR, which is instruction rings. And he was absolutely correct in saying it's an instruction ring, which basically gives you the cycle of instructions. And the icon that is used, of course, the code ring. Rather than a square pattern of a QR code, today you got the instruction ring format. So from QR to IR, as the world will probably call it in the future, he'll still get himself a 50, is Manjunath. Well played. That's the whole idea behind Tech Bites. It's not to test what technology you learn in colleges. It's beyond what you do in your colleges. As we go to the next one on your screens, now. Called the Queen Bee. What was the significance of this experiment to the world of technology today? Something that is said to have been inspired by this radio frequency aircraft. In the modern world, how do we know this idea? Very easy to work around. Anybody? Someone's gone for it. Dheeraj it is. Yes, Dheeraj.
Is it the radar technology?
The radar technology will give you a minus 50. Dheeraj, well, it is from these frequency-controlled aircrafts or radio frequency-controlled aircrafts that the world got the idea and the technology for droning. If you actually look at it, it is, what is radio-controlled frequency? All drones are controlled in that manner. Dheeraj, if you could just neutralize your buzzers, neutralize your mic. And he gets a minus 50. On that here is Dheeraj. As we move to the final question in this round on your screens now. Tough questions. I'm keeping quiet because if someone can get it with my silence, then that's a fair chance. 5 seconds of time. All right. Binance, from a huge Chinese Canadian businessman, is something that is very relevant to the modern world of technology. Adarsh is going for it. Yes.
It's a cryptocurrency trading service. Binance is a cryptocurrency trading service.
It's a cryptocurrency trading service. And he gets himself a 50 on that is Adarsh. A very good answer from him from BMS College representing Tumkur here. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this moment in time, I need to take a very quick break. On the other side of this break, I'll tell you where the contestants stand. Remember, you are watching the state final of TCS Tech Bites. Back in just a moment. Stay with us.
Money has come a long way. From being grains, shells, metal coins, paper, plastic, it has taken many forms and shapes for at least last 3,000 years of human history. But who would have imagined that one day it would become so advanced that it becomes invisible? TCS connected hundreds of banks, financial institutions, and millions of citizens all over India using a secured, resilient, innovative, always-on payment platforms of RTGS, NEFT, and NACH. These advanced financial platforms have now become the digital spine of India's economy, empowering the digital India vision by providing anytime, any amount, anyone to anyone, anywhere, any device, any channel, any bank to any bank transactions. So many any's, making it one of the world's most innovative payments infrastructures. So the next time you get that SMS ping that says your money's in the bank, TCS helped get it there.
TCS, part of your story.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're with me, Pick Brain, here today watching TCS Tech Bites, the state final of this huge quiz. For over a decade, we've been celebrating the excellence of engineering students and setting benchmarks for them to aspire and emulate. Here today with me on my right and left are 6 remarkable finalists who've gone through this entire journey to be here in the state final. But before we progress any further, here's a look at where they stand. On your screen, this is the story of the quiz so far. Leading this quiz here with a 200 at this point in time is Adarsh from BMS. He is representing Tumkur. Right behind him from VVCE is Miraj. He is on 100. And on 50 apiece is Dheeraj and Manjunath. They're on a 50 apiece as they are trying to trail Adarsh and try to chase him down in this quiz. We move to the next frontier of our game here today. It's time to move into what we call borderless bites. Here it comes. All right, as we move on to the next frontier of our game here today, the number of questions begin to decrease, so the pressure begins to increase. 50 continues to remain the value of a right answer. And remember, what you are going to get is a plus 50 or a minus 50 on the buzzer. But 4 questions is what you have. And it's basically going to be a very, very tricky battle from here as we are going to move forward. As we begin with the first one, 50 minus 50, hands on the buzzer. Questions will appear on your screen. You can read it as quickly as you want to. I would require all of you to please hold your buzzers, and I need to see your hands. Prajwal, Adarsh, yes guys, I need to see your hands there. Let's be fair. That's the only way I can maintain a fair play. So it's in the interest of all the 6 of you that you will follow the rules of showing us the buzzer. So we move on. If you're ready, here's the first one coming up on Borderless Bites. We begin this journey. 50 the value. Here it comes. On your screen, here is the first one. What is the internetworking Oh, someone's gone for it and Adarsh has gone very quickly. Go ahead, Adarsh.
Internet of Things.
Superbly answered. He's extremely fast when he thinks he knows the answer. Enabling the objects to collect and exchange data. I did not really have to even go through the question. He was so fast. He's good at reading and he's good at answering. So it keeps him in the lead. He's on 250 from Tumkur, regional champion. Next question on your screens now. Here it comes. It's a computer programming language that is set to adhere to the dash rule. It's a specific two-word answer with 3 letters and 4 letters, which the language expresses by their indentation. Miraj from Mysore is taking a shot at it. Two-word answer, 3, 4. Go ahead, Miraj. Mike, Miraj.
Sir, LI.
Sorry?
LI.
Will give you a minus. Well, I said 3 letters, 4 letters. The answer is the offside rule. It's a very, very important thing in the world. Oh, look at how Adarsh is kicking himself. Well, don't do that too hard, my friend. You could just hurt yourself. He's so upset that he did not get that right. But Miraj, in a hurry and not really hearing me out, I even said 3 letters and 4 letters. So he should have waited it out a little bit. He gets a minus. He did not want to take that minus. But that makes Adarsh look much better because of that negative. And Adarsh will only want to keep scoring, but the others will have to chase him down. As we go to the penultimate one here on your screens. Now, here it comes. Formerly known as money bookers. This is a digital wallet established in 2001, acquired by the PaySafe group. Miraj is not giving up. He'll get a 50 if he gets it right. Go ahead. Yeah, Miraj.
Sir, Skrill.
Beautifully answered. Oh, beautifully answered. Skrill will give him the 50 that he wanted with that. Takes him back to 100. He's not going to give up here today. The state final is an interesting one. He needs another good 50 or 100 in between, and then he's going to be right behind Adarsh. Here is the next one, the final one on your screens now. As that aircraft throws up a clue for you on Borderless Bytes. What word associated with a computer file described by the Merriam-Webster's dictionary? Dheeraj is giving it a shot this time. A violent stream of a liquid or a channel of mountain stream. Yes. Go ahead, Dheeraj. Dheeraj, your mic.
Is it torrent?
Well played. Very well played. A torrent is a violent stream of a liquid or a channel of a mountain stream, which essentially is called a torrent. And that word is what was adapted into the world of technology. Well, we'll go to the next frontier, and after that we will take a look at the scores. As we move into the penultimate game, everyone's slowly beginning to inch forward. Miraj, I think, is on 100. I think Adarsh is still leading with 200 or 250. I don't want to comment on that from my mental math. But we'll go to the penultimate frontier of our game, the state final of TCS Tech Bytes. It's time for Byte Content. Here it comes. What you're going to get here is content in the form of different bytes. What you got to do is to put them into context. So it's content to context that really makes for what is called typically lateral thinking. So you're going to get small bits of information or bytes of information. The bytes of content will lead you to a single context, which is your overall answer. Remember, the scoring pattern remains the same. You get a 50 if you get it right. You get a minus 50 if you get it wrong. 4 questions in this round. 3 of them on 50. 1 of them on 100. And I think Adarsh is on 200 or 250. My guess is he's on 250. But then we'll come to that as we progress. As we go to the first one, overall answer is what matters. That's your context, which is what we're looking at. Here are your content pieces on your screen. Now, Multiple pieces appearing on your screen. Agoda, a gentleman, a very important logo. All of these will lead you to a holding company. Very, very large in the world of travel and tourism is this overall entity. Miraj is taking a chance. Is it a half chance or a good chance? Yes, Miraj. Mike Miraj.
Expedia. Sir, Expedia.
Oh, the common route will be Expedia. He gets a minus 50. This is bookings holding or booking holdings that I was looking for. A minus 50 going there to Miraj of Mysore. He's gaining, losing, but he's not giving up. That's a good attitude to have. Adarsh has scored and he's sitting quietly now for about 1.5 rounds. We'll see what he's going to do in the next 3 questions. Before we go to the final frontier, it's going to be some amount of strategy that needs to play out here. 4 of them now on 50 points apiece. It's a big fight at the state final. Here's the next one on your screen. Overall context is what I'm looking for. Here it comes. Here we go. What do you get on your screen? You get a cheesecake. You get a V20. Dheeraj is taking a chance this time. Yes, Dheeraj, go ahead from KLE.
It's Android.
Explain.
That's Android cheesecake and that's Android nougat.
It's Android nougat, it's Android cheesecake. All of this will lead you to Android as an answer. He gets a very good 50 from KLE. So, Dheeraj on 100, getting that 50. I think that takes him to 150. I'm not going to really rely on my mental math. We'll take a look at the scores as it appears. But Adarsh is for sure still in the lead. Dheeraj is slowly closing in. Miraj has been playing well. Manjunath has been quiet on the first 50 that he got. So everyone's playing with different styles or contrasting styles. As we go to the penultimate question in the penultimate round, overall answer is what matters. What's the context on this one? Here it comes. From the world of Star Trek to a scientist from the world of Apple to something that got created that Apple really promoted, very popular, especially in the world of audios. Is someone going to take a chance at it? Dheeraj it is. He is not giving up his Dheeraj. Go ahead, Dheeraj.
iPod? Is it iPod?
Oh, he took a chance on iPod. He went on Apple and audio. There's another very big thing that one keeps missing out on the world of Apple is QuickTime. QuickTime is the answer that we were looking for. Oh, Adarsh is disgruntled that he didn't get that right. He's in the lead, but he still wants to keep scoring, which is a good attitude to have. Final one in this round, hands on the buzzer. Here it comes. From the world of security that is simplified, this is an extremely important creation. Securite is the key that we are looking for. Time running out for everybody here. Is someone going to go for it? Well, nobody going for it in the time that is allocated for the question. Tough one for everybody. That's not a difficult one. That is Dr. Kailash Katkar, a very important personality in India. The answer that everyone missed here today, and I think as engineering students, they're going to tell themselves, this was a 50 we should have got, is quick heal. Quick heal is the answer that I was looking for. Manjunath's reaction says it all. He says, Are yaar, I should have got that right. Well, for the moment, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching a phenomenal state final. A fascinating creation between Tata Consultancy Services and BITES, the Board of IT Education Standards from Karnataka. It's a quiz that has been on for a decade now, and the excellence of the students is only a reflection of the quality of this quiz. The scores tell the story. On 250, Adarsh at this point in time is ahead of the rest. Dheeraj on 100 just lost a 50, otherwise he would have been on 150. Miraj, if he leaves the negatives out, has played a very good quiz, but he's taken as many negatives as he's probably answered, so he's only on 50. Manjunath needs to score at a greater frequency. But in all fairness to Manjunath, he's been buzzing, but I think he's been buzzing late. That's been his problem. Oh, he's nodding his head. He needs to be faster on the buzzer, and he could do that on the final frontier, which requires all of you to be agile as we go to the final frontier, Bytes Agile. Here it comes. On the final frontier, we've now got 3 questions, but each of the questions will have 2 clues. If you crack the answer when the first clue appears on your screen, you stand to get 100. If you crack it when the second clue appears, you stand to get a 50. The negative is a constant minus 50, but only one contestant is allowed to attempt once, which means you can't make both the attempts if you get the attempt on the first one wrong. So it's restricted to 1 attempt per contestant per question and a maximum of 2 attempts per question. 3 in all, so anything can happen, and with 300 to be gained, Dheeraj can easily win this quiz even if he gets 2 out of the 3 right, but he needs to get it on the first hit. Meeraj and Manjunath also have a fair chance to win this quiz. Technically, so does Keith, so does Prajwal, but they need to play like probably Virat Kohli or MS Dhoni to get it from here. They need to get a bang, 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 and then they can win. So, ladies and gentlemen, on the final frontier, please remember you can make only 1 attempt per question. 2 maximum attempts are allowed, so 2 of them can try. The game is still split wide open because 100 on the first clue, 50 on the second clue. The negative is a constant, minus 50. So if you are ready, all hands on the buzzer. Who's going to win this state final? Adarsh, in all that excitement, might just going to get 100 and then secure his own place. But he's going to play it very, very carefully, is my opinion. No one wants to miss out on being a state champion. He's got the best chance at this moment. As we go to the first question, final question, or final set of questions. The first one on your screens now. The Live Cloud is a comprehensive suite of hardware and software services that complement the existing cloud infrastructure from this great storage giant. Meeraj is, I think, taking a brave shot. Go ahead, Meeraj. Mike.
So Seagate.
Seagate. Meeraj needs 100. He gets 100. Oh, what a final here. Meeraj is fighting back. I think that'll take Meeraj to 150. If he gets 1 more 100, he's challenging Adarsh on the final frontier of this game. Superb 100 by Meeraj. Courageous answer. Second question, first clue on your screens now. Corios and Silver Blue are offerings from this extremely important giant focused on immutable desktop specialized on container-based workflows. Adarsh.
Red Hat.
Taking a chance at a moment when he did not have to take that chance, a minus 50 to him. Red Hat is a wrong answer. As we go to the next clue on your screens now. Here's someone. Dheeraj has gone for it. He wants to get a 50 on this one. Go ahead, Dheeraj.
Fedora.
Dheeraj will get Fedora right. And I tell you what, with 1 question to go, this quiz is far from over. Dheeraj gets a 50 on the second clue. That takes Dheeraj, I think, to 150. Meeraj is on 150. But leading this quiz with just a slight margin on 200 is Adarsh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, time for us to move to the final frontier of the state final of TCS, Tech Bytes. This answer will determine whether Meeraj and Dheeraj are going to push Adarsh for a tiebreaker. Or if they get it on the first clue, they'll win the quiz. If Adarsh gets it right, Adarsh is going to win as well. The final question is literally going to determine the outcome of our quiz here today. On your screens, first clue, final question. Here it comes. These are important partners of a very important technology giant. 5 seconds of time. They've been working towards, Dheeraj has taken his chance. They're working towards a zero carbon future through Agile. Dheeraj, mic on, please. Go ahead.
Is it Corning Glass?
Corning Glass. He gets a minus 50. He took his chances. He gets a minus 50. Hard luck to him. He'll go down to 100. Can you mute your mic, Dheeraj? The final clue will determine whether Meeraj still has a chance, because 150 to 200, Meeraj can still fight it out. Adarsh will have a nervous moment. Final clue on your screen now. This is an important technology from them called Procurement 4.0. Helps organizations to adopt agile sourcing with smart procurement, automated intelligence, engaging suppliers, and basically to make life more flexible. Huge technology giant. TAP. Frictionless procurement. 5 seconds of time. Meeraj, time running out. Others not taking a chance. Oh, nobody. Maybe Meeraj wants to be careful not to finish third, because he knows if he gets a minus, then Dheeraj and he will have a tiebreaker. I would have thought you would have taken a chance on this one. At a fascinating quiz like this, the final answer is Tata Consultancy Services. Well, I was cheeky, wasn't I, with my research on that one. The last answer, TCS, is what we were looking for. Everyone is smiling. They know that in a brilliant quiz like this, they have done extremely well to just be part of the top 6 of this state. That's a huge achievement. But the final scorecard tells this story. Finishing third here today is Dheeraj with a 100. He's done superbly well, and a very credible performance by him from Hubli. From Mysore's VVEC, Meeraj Alam will finish state second with 150. Congratulations, Meeraj. Extremely well played. Super performance.
Thank you, sir.
And emerging the champion of Karnataka in this quiz with a very good performance, scored well, played well, and then played carefully, from BMS IT, as our regional champion from Tumkur, Adarsh Vatsa is our state champion. Congratulations to you, Adarsh, on a remarkable performance. I think wherever we are, I think we can clap for him. And a very, very played out final by him. He really scored well and then played it strategically very well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start with our first guest here today. A young leader from the Tatas, from Tata Consultancy Services. He's been a strong support for any quiz that we do in this region. Our first guest, please welcome Mr. Sunil Deshpande, the Head of Operations for Tata Consultancy Services, Bengaluru. Over to you, Sunil.
It's indeed heartening to witness such an outstanding state finals of TCS Tech Bytes 2021. Hats off to all the organizers and the participants. Despite the prevailing pandemic situation, the Board of IT Education Standards, Government of Karnataka and Tata Consultancy Services together have ensured that the learning journey continues through this reimagined digital engagement for all the participants. Clearly, TCS Tech Bytes has grown in its popularity. This year alone, we have had participants from over 100 engineering colleges across 6 regions in the state of Karnataka, namely Hubballi, Kalburgi, Mysuru, Mangaluru, Tumkuru and Bengaluru. I would once again want to congratulate all the finalists and wish them a great career ahead. Now it's the award time. It's indeed my honor to announce the first runner-up for TCS Tech Bytes 2021, and he is Mohammad Miraj Alam from Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering, Mysuru. Can we hear a huge round of applause for him? Great work, great participation, Mohammad Alam, and I would really wish you a great career ahead. So Mohammad Alam takes with him a TCS Education Scholarship of rupees 40,000. Congratulations. And now, the moment we are all waiting for. I am extremely honored and privileged to announce the state final winners for TCS Tech Bytes 2021. The winner will take with him a TCS sponsored education scholarship of rupees 75,000. And the winner is Adarsh Vatsa from BMS Institute of Technology and Management, Bangalore. Can we hear a huge round of applause for Adarsh? Adarsh, hearty congratulations on this fantastic performance. Before we conclude, I would just want to say, whatever your goal would be, or whatever your goal could be, if you are willing to work hard, if you have the thirst to acquire knowledge, and if you have the drive to achieve excellence, you will get there. Have a fantastic and a very, very successful career ahead. All the best to each one of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Truly appreciate your time and your words here today. As we welcome next up our guest here today, the chairman of Bytes, with whom Tata Consultancy Services has brought this entire event. Our pleasure and privilege to welcome Dr. Balasubramanya Murthy. Dr. Murthy, all yours.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. I am Professor K.N.B. Murthy, Chairman of Bytes. TCS and Bytes have jointly organized TCS Tech Bytes 2021, which is the 12th edition of the program. In view of the pandemic, the event was organized in digital mode. It attracted participation from more than 100 engineering colleges across the state of Karnataka. It is a campus outreach program organized to enhance the knowledge and awareness among students about modern IT sector and its application domains. To be successful in a quiz competition like this, following attributes play a key role. First, constant updating of knowledge. Second, seeing connections across domains. Third, speed of response. Fourth, accuracy of answers. Fifth one, taking calculated or strategic risk during the competition. This year event has seen intense competition among the participating teams, both in regional and state final rounds. I take this opportunity to congratulate BMS Institute of Technology, Bangalore, and Vidyavardhaka College of Engineering, Mysore. Finally, I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the efforts of the team from TCS, particularly Sri N.G. Subramaniam, Sunil Deshpande, Madam Shobha Murthy, and Madam Jyoti from Bytes, and the quizmaster who have worked hard to make this event a successful one. I am extremely happy that this event has been well received and appreciated by one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. As we move on, ladies and gentlemen, to our chief guest here today, an illustrious personality. He is the Vice Chancellor of Vtu. Time for us to welcome Dr. Karisadappa. Over to you, sir.
Namaste to one and all. Greetings from Vishwesvaraya Technological University. I am happy to know that over 100 engineering colleges across Karnataka have participated in TCS Tech Bytes 2021 program despite the challenges of the pandemic COVID-19. I am very much delighted to note that the program was very, very successful, and the same was conducted by Tata Consultancy Services in collaboration with the Board for IT Education Standards. I compliment the team from TCS and also team from Bytes, headed by Professor K.N.B. Murthy, the chairman of Board for IT Education Standards. I also congratulate all the students who have participated in the program, and double congratulations for the students who won the prizes. It is important to make the most of such platforms who enhance your overall technical knowledge on the technology and its growth. Please cultivate a culture of continuous learning and innovation to succeed in your professional career. I once again thank you all for hearing me. My best wishes to all of you. Namaste.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking time off and joining us, and those inspiring words. Truly appreciate your time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after that remarkable final here, a decade of excellence being celebrated at TCS Tech Bytes. Finally, what do I have to tell you except keep learning, stay safe, and never allow the quest to do better to stop you despite the circumstances. It's really a moment when we need to thank Bytes and Tata Consultancy Services for ensuring that this quiz continued, and for all the colleges, for all of those who've supported this quiz, for ensuring that a digital transformation happened seamlessly and so successfully. To all of you, ladies and gentlemen, watching this state final, from me, Pig Brain, from my entire team here at Grey Caps Knowledge Tribe, from the entire team from Bytes and Tata Consultancy Services, till we are back with you with yet another edition of TCS Tech Bytes, it's me, Pig Brain, signing off. Stay safe, do well, and thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.